Okay, my name's Zakashi, guys, and today we saw that we had the new Legends Limited Goku from the Turles movie, Tree of Might. And honestly, I know most people are thinking, what the hell? How did they literally drop the whole Turles squad and no Turles? That makes no sense. Well, I have news for you. Toshi said in the reveals and stuff, the sagas from the movies campaign is not over, meaning we're very likely to get an Ultra. They also told us we're going to be getting only 3 movies. So if it's not over and we're getting something extra, it's most likely going to be an Ultra from one of the 3 movies that they showed us. The Garlic Jr. movie, the Broly movie, or the Turles movie. If I was to take my picks, it's most likely going to be an Ultra Family Kamehameha, so an Ultra Goten, or a Ultra Turles, because there's literally no way they drop the whole squad and not Turles. With that being said, I advise you not summon on this character until we see what's coming next. The odds of this banner sticking around is very high, and if the next character is an Ultra, they might also rerun Ultra G4, which tells you all you need to know. I'll also tell you straight away that this new Goku is decent, but he could get shut down if they drop a new unit next week. I'll also add they showed the fact that we're getting a Daima login bonus, so that says a lot in itself. Next month is due to be jam-packed, and then after that we've got the festival, so saving is a big thing. But specifically for this unit here, even if the unit was a top 1 unit in the game, rushing to spend your chrono crystals because you like the unit is not a good decision. You should wait until what comes out next. Outside of that, in this video we're going to be going through what the character does. I'll be giving you guys a summary. I'll be giving my opinion on whether I think you guys should summon on this unit, or generally if the unit is worth it, and then I'll also give my opinion on whether I'm summoning. If you're wondering why I'm wearing glasses, because I was on a hate watch hoping for no Sun family units and they dropped the Goku. I can't hate watch anymore. That's unfortunate, so I can't show my eyes. Let's get into this, man. So just generally going forward, I always give this advice, but this applies for every banner, but this banner specifically, it's quite a big deal because this banner is coming up right before the festival and October. Specifically in this case, we have Daima upcoming. Even if you summon on this banner, you might regret it heavily because the Diamond units are surely to bring something hype, and we do know that we are getting Diamond content because of the login bonus now. Before it was only confirmed in Sparking Zero, but now it's confirmed in Legends. On top of that, we also have the festival right after that in November, so you're going to want to have Chrono Crystals for that. Let's also add the fact that we're going to be getting an Ultra most likely for the next character in this Sagas from the Movies campaign, because Toshi literally just told us the Sagas from the Movies campaign is not over. Outside of that, you just generally want Chrono Crystals. This banner isn't going to leave straight away, so there's no need to rush. You are not a content creator, so I also advise you just take your time and wait until you see showcases. There's a lot of 1% sparkings that might change the whole playstyle of this unit. The unit alone does look decent. You're going to see his kit in the summary I'm going to give next, but the 1% sparkings do have some attributes that could boost him to a completely new level, and also other units on the same teams as this Goku. So you should wait until PvP takes its shape, on top of the fact that they're dropping probably a new Ultra next week or the week after. That could also have a big impact on the state of Dragon Ball Legends. Just be very wary about your Chrono Crystals. Don't rush into things. Please be patient with how you're spending your CC, as there's lots of big things coming and there's no need to rush because you're not a content creator, and this banner will be here for a minute. So take your time, just wait out the storm, the dry period right now, dry period quote unquote, and you will be fine. Let's get into the kit summary. Right, so for this segment of the video, I've taken out basically all the best bits of this guy's kit and put it into a summary on Twitter. I also watched the video from the reveals and stuff and taken the real necessary things in my opinion. So if you want to have a view of every single line in his kit, you can read it here at the DBL official website, but I'm going to be going through my kit where I've summarized everything, and I've also given some information about the 1% sparkings, which might have an impact on how Goku is going to perform if you do plan to summon on him. I know some of you guys are going to summon anyways because you don't have self-control, so that's why I'm making this video. Let's get into this. Right, so let's get into this. We got the Legends Limited Goku kit summary. His element is yellow, his tags Sun Family Saiyan, and then he's also Saga from the Moons, which should go without saying. He has blast armor on his strike cards. Every time he does a blast, he gets 20% blast damage additional, which is actually super good considering he's a range type. Going forward, his special move, it restores ki by 30 every time you press it, and then he gets plus 30% to special move damage for 10 timer counts. Then also over here it says also applies the following effects to self if unique gauge has been filled at least once. So there's benefits to filling your gauge, and you guys will see that right here. You draw a special move which can activate 3 times. So you press the special move, you get another special move from pressing the special move, which is pretty interesting. He's like a gauntlet runner. He's going to keep hitting blue cards coming like they're black flashes. But then on top of that, he gets his vanish back, so you have the freedom to go out his way and gain a priority again, which I think is super useful in PvP in general. Just having your vanish back at any state is super good. Going into the green card, good to note that it's a projectile, so it's like Ultra Super Vegeta when he throws the, you know what he does. Any projectile type of green card, that's what he has, and it can combo everything because of that. On activation, he's going to randomly draw 2 new cards if you have 3 or fewer, and he's also going to get 50 key in additional. But if you do hit it, this is what happens. So he gets cover null for 10 time accounts, attribute downgrade for the enemy, plus 20% to damage received. He's going to have a 100% chance to inflict bleed with the hit of the green card, and like I said earlier, it combos everything. Going into the ultimate art, applies the following effects to self upon activation. So if you just press the ultimate art, you get 30 key. It has ultimate damage 50%, which cannot be cancelled, and it can also nullify endurance, but that's standard. But here it says also applies the following effects to self if there is a defeated battle member. So he's going to draw the ultimate art, which is crazy. So from doing an ultimate similar to doing a blue, you get another ultimate. So like I said, when you press the blue card, you get a blue card. That's 3 times. With the ultimate, you press the ultimate, you get another ultimate, and that can only activate once. And you also get your vanish back. 100%. And of course it has blast armor, it's the moving forward type. Going into the main ability, draw the ultimate art card, that should go without saying. Restores own health by 30% and key by 50. Cancels own attribute downgrades at the normal conditions. Nullifies own attribute downgrades at the normal conditions. 60 time accounts here, cannot be cancelled. Next up, also applies the following effects to self if there is a defeated battle member. So if you have one ally dead, this is going to apply in addition to your main ability. So he's going to be able to nullify unfavorable element factors, so he'll be type neutral for 20 time accounts. Notes that certain things can be cancelled. Then under here it says applies the buff effect, nullifies enemies destroy card effects for 20 time accounts. So his cards can't get destroyed for 20 time accounts, but these can get cancelled, so be wary when you're fighting characters like, I don't know, Ultimate Gohan or Evil Majin Buu. Going into the unique ability 1, in total he has 220% damage inflicted. Now what I noticed is that it's 130% just off the base of his kit. You know, characters have that, but it's 90% in addition when you're faced with an enemy, but that only activates once and it also can't be cancelled. So I just grouped it together to make it 220% for your ease of access. Draw speed, he also has the damage received, sustained damage received, you know, typical stuff for a kit, but I feel the draw speed was necessary because Yuko Otochi very much emphasized that he'll be able to get 2 levels of draw speed, which is good. But here, applies the following effects to self every time when faced with an enemy, so restores ki by 25. He also nullifies unfavorable elemental factors for damage sustained for 5 time accounts. So pretty much as soon as he enters the battlefield, he's gonna be getting ki. So if you're wondering if he had ki as entry, it's based on him being faced with an enemy, but it's kind of better because if they start cover changing, you will also get 25 ki if they cover change. Then you'll also go type neutral for damage sustained. So if they're comboing you and they switch out, you're faced with a new enemy, and then you'll be type neutral for the damage you're absorbing. So if they try, say he's obviously yellow, and you're getting hit by a blue unit and they want to switch out to a red unit, for the next 5 time accounts you'll be type neutral, which is good, and you also gain ki, but if you're getting hit it doesn't really matter in that sense. Going forward, the following effects occur when this character uses an art if enemy health is 50% or above. So at the beginning of the battle or more earlier in the battle, you'll get more benefits. So he's going to get draw speed, he's going to get cover null for 10 time accounts, which only activates once. Activation count resets every switch. So the cover null is super good, right? Every time if the enemy's health is above 50% or above. Getting cover null is super good, and the draw speed. So that's the 2 levels of draw speed I was referring to earlier, because you get it as a base, and then you also get from when the enemy's health is 50% or above. Activation count reset after switch, inflicts all enemies with attribute downgrade minus 50% to health restoration for 3 time accounts. That is very useful if you're fighting the likes of G4, and may I add, this guy is a very big G4 counter, which you will see. But with G4, when obviously his gauge fills, he's able to gain a lot of HP, and if it's 50% of what he would normally gain, he's obviously not going to be able to reach his counters a lot more easily because his health will be lower since he's not healing. Next up, the following effects occur when an ally is inflicted with no switching while this character is on the battlefield. This can activate twice. So to give you a visual, because I kind of messed this up on stream, but we got to the end of it. You are in the battlefield with Goku, and G4 is a good example. If he counters you and you're with Goku on the battlefield, you know damn well you're going to be hit with no switching. So if that happens to you, that means your allies can't switch out, right? If that happens to you, you will reduce the enemy ki by 100. So G4 won't be able to press any of his cards because he can't afford it. If he does have the ki you know, immune to key, you know what I'm talking about. The characters that don't have the key reduction. So some characters are immune to it. There's other things that kind of work around that. So Goku will also seal the Rising Rush, so you can't get rushed with any like G4 tech. He will also increase the arts cost, so even if G4 does actually go ahead and attack you, right, because he's immune to key effects, his cards will be a lot more expensive, meaning that he won't be able to do a long combo, and also the main ability is sealed, so all he can do is pretty much switch out. But his cost will be high because it's the whole team and not just G4. So until you're free from the no switching, basically he's heavily nerfed, which is very, very, very useful for everybody using this Goku. Next up, applies the following effects to allies when an ally is defeated. So this can only activate once. Restores health by 20%. He gives 20% damage inflicted to allies. And then also here, 10% damage inflicted by episode sagas from the movies cannot be cancelled. You're going to get 30% if you're movies, but if not, you're 20%. Cool. Unique ability 2, he has a blast cover change, can combo blue cards. The following effects occur when an enemy activates an ultimate art, or while this character is not defeated, activates once. So specifically ultimate art, there's also a it's also awakened art, just to put that out there, but barely see that. So you're going to restore your own health by 30%, and you're going to cancel upgrades and buff effects. Specifically ultimate arts is something also went over my head while in the live stream, because it would be so much better if it was like Rising Rushes, but it's only once as well, so yeah. Applies the following effects to self every time an ally is hit with an enemy art attack based on the ally's remaining health. So good to note that this guy's similar to Beast Gohan. He fills his gauge through and his allies being hit. So it's just two different type of fills. If health is 50% or above, you're going to charge unique gauge, but if it's below, it makes it more urgent and greatly charges your unique gauge. Once the unique gauge is full, it's going to reset to 0, and then you're going to get some buff effects. So 20% damage inflicted for 30 time accounts. Notice that a lot of these can be cancelled. Reduce impact explodes slice damage received by 10% for 15 time accounts. He's going to buff his allies 20% damage inflicted for 15 time accounts. Shortens ally sub count by 3, and then also reduces enemy Dragon Balls by 1, which can activate 3 times, because every time you fill this gauge, it's also going to empty and then go back to filling. The following effects also occur according to the conditions met. Own remaining health is below 50%. He's going to restore own health by 30%. This can activate 3 times, and cancel own attribute downgrades. Downgrades and abnormal conditions activate 3 times. This character is also on the battlefield, so he's going to draw a special arts card next, activates twice, good to note, and randomly destroys 2 enemy cards, so high key griefing them as well, which is obviously super useful. Now the last 2 segments here, increases own unique gauge by 30% when this character uses a strike or blast art, while his own remaining health is below 50%. So that's obviously useful. It makes it more urgent when you're lower health. And then if you just get Rising Rushed, no ultimates here though, he's going to lower the sub count so that you can switch out to a possible ally. By 5 time accounts, it lowers the sub counts if he gets rushed. So it's just good to note for Goku in entirety. That's his kit right there, summary. If you want to read every line, like I said, go to the website. I usually don't focus on the 1% sparkings, but in this case there's so many, there's 4, so there's 5 characters in total on this one banner, and surely at least one of them is going to be good, and I feel like they would have an impact, which is why I'm telling you not to summon until you figure out if the whole banner is actually worth it, or it just looks glamorized, you know, it's glorified. So here we got Amond. He was the first character. He's green, he's a range type. He's a blast attacker. His main thing was being a powerful blast attacker, and he has a chance for feint on his blue cards. Days over here, he's purple, he's a melee type, and he's a big support. Do not sleep on him, he's a big support. I found that was the main thing for him. He's giving his allies hella buffs. Over here, we got Cacao. He's red, defense type, he's got endurance, and he's going to heal a lot. He's going to be a tanky healer, that's what I'm thinking. Then over here, we got Rasin, Lakasei assist. They're yellow. They're originally yellow. They are support unit, they buff the team and can restore their own vanish. But what's good to note is that when you press the special arts or the green card, you can change their element. So it's like a budget tag unit, Timu tag unit, right? You know, Go Frieza, Goku is purple and Frieza is blue. When you tag switch, you switch elements. Other characters have that as well. In this case, when you press the green card, you change the element of the unit. So they're going to start off yellow, press the green card, they're going to turn into blue, and that could be useful. That could be very useful. If you look at yellows are weak to reds. So if you're weak to red and you switch to blue, you'll be advantage over that red, which is very beneficial, but it's not going to work the other way. That's clearly intentional. but that's good to note for the 1%. They might actually be value, especially if you're pulling on the banner. You'd end up getting a lot of these guys high stars. So that's why I've put in this segment where I've explained them. But normally I would ignore it because they don't even give the summary as well. You gotta wait until the units drop. Now, do I think this character is worth it for you guys to summon? Genuinely, I think the character is going to be worth it. They are a big G4 counter, and any Goku unit is always going to have some value somewhat if the kit is actually good. This counter here for G4 is actually quite deadly. Reading it in play, it should work better. It might not be as good as it reads, but I think off reading the kit, the unit will be worth it. However, I've already advised that you should not be summoning for this unit simply because we're most likely getting an Ultra, there's Daima and the Festival. This unit could get countered very fast. But with the use of this unit, I think they're going to mesh very well with the likes of Ultra Super Saiyan 2 Gohan. If you have that unit, these two are going to be a good pair. They're both blast types. This Goku can cancel buffs off the ultimate and switch out for any possible like needs if he gets Rising Rushed. 5-time account sub count. But in general, this unit does a lot. Ultimate, got 2 of them. Blue card's going to be spamming Vanish Restore, Cover Note, a bunch of it in its kit. So I think overall this Goku is actually going to be very powerful, very effective. It might not work that he's range type for movies, but I think for Son family, he's going to be super, super valuable. So for that reason, I think he's worth it, but it's just a terrible time to try and summon for him. So I advise you just wait it out. I'm pushing heavily to wait it out. This unit's animations are decent as well. I really like the ultimate, specifically the explosion at the end was super, super dope. The rest was like, okay. But overall, in terms of what the unit can do and the element choice, range type, they really hit the nail on the head for this unit. I think overall the unit is worth it if you do summon, but I don't advise summoning because the next unit could crush this unit. Then you summoned all of this unit, the next unit crushes this unit, you try to get the next unit, then after that Daima comes out, we know Daima's coming out, there's a login bonus, you're cooked. You're not going to be happy, are you? So overall, I advise you skip this banner, but the Goku does look worth it, and I have even spoken about how the 1% sparkings could have an impact on how this Goku is going to perform. Movies could be the best team in the game off of this Goku, with them all supporting him. The extra guys, Amond, Cacao, Diaz, Rasin, Lakasei, the assist, they could all be really, really good and have an impact on this Goku. But we don't know that. From what I was reading, they have potential. The Goku, depending on his stats, he also has potential. But we'll have to see, so don't rush into it. That's what I got to say on whether I think the Goku is worth it or not. Final segment, am I going to be summoning? I'm not going to be summoning. I'm going to be taking a trip literally in like 3 days, 2 days. So I'm not even going to be here for the most part, which is why I'm not going to go on my way to make content for this unit when I'm not even going to be here. I don't want to rush the content as well, and things take a couple days to set in place in the meta. Outside of that, let's say I wasn't going on a trip, I still wouldn't summon for this unit for all the reasons I've given in this video. Daima, Ultra possibly coming out, Festival needs to be saving, and I don't know what these 1% sparkings are going to perform like with this Goku, and if this Goku is going to have a very strong place in the meta. We don't know the future. It's very uncertain now with a lot of factors going around, so it's very, very important to save your Chrono Crystals more than anything else. That's what I would be doing regardless, even if this Goku is my favorite character of all time. That's a lie, but it's not, so we're chilling. If it's your favorite character of all time, you would summon for collectors. So yeah, I'm not going to be summoning. Quite annoying they dropped the Goku, but if they drop an Ultra Turles, that's chill as well, you know. It makes a lot of sense for them to do something like that. If they don't, then that's a whole different issue, but we'll have to see. But yeah, I'm not summoning, I'm saving my Chrono Crystals. 28k, let me know your Chrono Crystal count down below in the comment section. And yeah, I got content uploaded, don't worry, so you're not gonna be stale, just no streams. But yeah, man, when I put these glasses on, you know I mean business. But let me know what you guys think about the new Goku. Let me know what you guys think about all the characters, the reveal. I already gave my thoughts on the reveal in my live reaction, so if you want to check that out, I've already re-uploaded it. But overall, dissatisfied, but we'll see what they drop with the next part, the hidden part, next part of the Sagas from the Movies campaign Z. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you haven't already, make sure to press that subscribe button. We're on this grind to 100,000 subscribers. I appreciate you guys for watching the video, man. My name's Zakashi, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one, man.